Harvey Specter is the best closer in New York. Everyone knows that. But when Harvey needs to know something he can't afford to be wrong about, he doesn't call a partner. He doesn't call his mentor. He walks down the hall and asks his assistant. That's not an accident. That's design. Donna Paulson never had a law degree, never argued a case, never had her name on the door, and yet for years she was arguably the most powerful person in that building. Because power, real power, was never about the title. It was about who the entire firm quietly depended on to function. Quick disclaimer before we get into this. Don't copy the bluff without the preparation behind it. Donna's confidence isn't a personality trait you can borrow. It's the output of absolute competence, and that's the part people skip. Act I. She never waits to be asked early in the show. There's a moment that tells you everything. A witness is about to blow up Harvey's case. Harvey doesn't know it yet. He's still building his strategy around the version of events he thinks is true. Donna already has the financial records that expose the witness, pulled, read, and waiting on his desk before he's even asked the question. That's the tell. Most people wait to be told what to do, and they call that professionalism. Donna operates one step ahead of the request. She's not reacting to problems. She's already solved them by the time anyone else notices they exist. This is the real gap between charm and competence. Charm gets you noticed. Competence gets you needed. And needed is a much harder thing to replace. Act Sec. Silence is a weapon. Now, picture a different room. Tensions are high, a client is furious, and everyone in the office is talking over each other trying to look useful. Donna says nothing. She's watching who's sweating, who's overcompensating, who's about to make a mistake out of panic. She doesn't hoard information for gossip. She holds it because timing is leverage. And leverage spent too early is leverage wasted. While the room fills with noise, she becomes the only person not adding to the chaos. And that's exactly why people start looking to her. Nobody trusts the loudest person in a crisis. They trust the calmest one. Act 3. Because I'm Donna. There's a moment, one of the most quoted lines in the entire show, where someone asks Donna how she possibly knew something no one told her. She doesn't explain herself. She doesn't soften it. She just says, because I'm Donna. It sounds like arrogance. It isn't. It's the complete absence of the instinct to shrink herself to make other people comfortable. Most high performers do the opposite. They downplay they say, oh, it was nothing, when it was actually the reason the deal closed. And the moment you do that enough times, people believe you. They start treating your hardest work as if it costs you nothing, because you told them it did. Donna never pays that tax. She names her value out loud, and the room adjusts to it. Act 4. Loyal, not obedient. Here's the part people misread most. Donna's loyalty to Harvey looks like devotion, but it isn't submission. She's the one person in that building who will look him dead in the eye and tell him he's about to ruin his own case out of ego. That's not disloyalty. That's the highest form of it. Anyone can nod along. Very few people will risk the relationship to tell you the truth you don't want to hear. And the ones who will are the ones you end up trusting with everything. Act V. She sets the terms. Watch how she handles Louis Litt at his most unstable. He spirals, he demands, he panics out loud, and Donna doesn't get pulled into it. She listens, she acknowledges, and then she calmly tells him exactly where the line is. She never raises her voice to do it. She doesn't need to. Boundaries that are backed by real standards don't require volume. They just require you to actually hold them the second time someone tests them. Here's what ties all of it together. Donna elevates everyone around her. Harvey's instincts, Rachel's confidence, Louis' stability, and somehow never disappears while doing it. She's not indispensable because she's loud. She's indispensable because the entire operation quietly falls apart without her, and everyone in that building knows it, even if they'd never say it out loud. That's the version of respect worth having. Not the kind you campaign for, the kind that exists whether or not anyone's in the room to grant it. You don't need a corner office to have it. You need to be the person who already solved the problem, who stayed calm when no one else did, who never apologized for her own value, and who told the truth when it mattered most. Because at the end of the day, the question was never, how did you know that? It was always just, because you're you.